This girl, remember that girl that I kind of wish I could remember her name. She remember Matt Walsh did the TikTok reaction to her.
Isn't that a girl named Addison Rae? She has a song called Obsessed. Don't know this girl. The underlying lyric in her song is, he says that he's obsessed with me, and I took a minute and said me too. Basically, I took a minute and said, hey, I'm obsessed with me too. So this narcissistic world we are in right now.
So I was on Facebook, and one of my friends that's my age was quoting this girl.
Quoting.
You know what I mean? And all I could think is,
we are 45 and 46.
And she's quoting this girl. Now, the way things are today, we could have never won the civil rights.
Not like this.
We couldn't have ever won civil rights.
Yeah, not like this.
If Martin Luther King and all those people had Cardi B's values, it has to be, because Rosa Parks was not the first person.
No,
to get.
It was a lady before her.
It was a young girl, and she was pregnant.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to use her.
Yeah, because
it's not because they didn't care about her. It's that they knew that this moment meant we have to have someone that they can't object to, or can't say anything bad about, or dig into.
Older woman.
She was older.
Tired.
She was part of the NAACP, so she had a really good standing in her community, and it worked like a charm.
Yeah. It worked.
It wasn't but I just think how do we get from those people and what they fought for, like Jackie Robinson, all these people, people who died and fought for our civil rights. How do we get from that to the way we are now?
Someone said this the other day. I was reading not an article, but this video, and someone's talking about that back in the day when men used to stand up when a woman walks into the room, and then a guy on the video said, "Well, what are we standing up for now?"
Right.
And so I know that not all women are Cardi B's and stuff. We're not, but he made a very valid point. It's an unfortunate one, but the reality of it is, what exactly are they standing up for? Because the point of standing up when a woman walks in a room is that she is a mixed company, and she's to be treated with respect. A sign of respect was pulling out your chair, open a car door, standing up. These are just basic signs of respect. And now it's like it's not gonna happen. Also now it seems it's considered simpy.
Yeah.
So we've changed the role and the minds of the way people think on something that is very normal.
And the reason why men are called simps now for doing that is because women don't deserve it.
Right, they don't deserve it.
So they would be simps if they were doing that to women who don't deserve it. Right. Then women deserved it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, because they were behaving like normal people.
It's like the women's suffrage movement. They said it was a power structure that women thought was for women's rights. Yeah. But the underlying meaning, what they thought the Rothschild had a lot to do with this, is that they can only tax half of our nation because men worked and women stayed home. Yeah. If women worked, they could tax 100%. Also, getting women away from children made children vulnerable to be indoctrinated. Yeah. So once women are out of the home, they can no longer be the protector of kids. They're at work, so the kids are now at the mercy of public schools and public broadcasting.
Taking a lot of jobs.
They said, and this was a fight that they were willing to let outlive them. So the same thing as Karl Marx, who's the father of communism, and they said that when Karl Marx was alive, he wrote his book on socialism and things like that. He was really a broke man who was begging people for money. So it really shows you the father of socialism, and socialism don't work. Right. You know what I mean? But he had a statement that said, I'm willing to write this and let it outlive me, so that even if I don't see it, it'll be out there. So we know that Mao and like all of the communist countries they found his work, and it served as a horrible end to a lot of people in a lot of communist countries. But he was willing for him to never see it. He would never see what his work has really what it would have turned into. So they're saying the same thing with those women of the women's suffrage movement. Those women were willing for it to be a long, slow, because they knew it had to be slow. You can't just pull a Band-Aid off with things like this. You have to peel it off layer by layer, get people more and more comfortable.
It kind of starts with that women empowerment.
And it makes sense that women empowerment would be women empowerment, because in order for them to get to children, to work on, because the whole point of getting to kids is to get to the generations. Yeah. Because you get things pumped into you. So so it's like they do have to get women out of the way. because
out of the
women
home.
were the protectors of children.
So getting them into work is
Right.
very beneficial, I think, for the agenda, and then the outcome.
Yeah.
You know, we were watching a clip of what's her name, Linda Evans. You know, Linda Evans is from Dynasty. She was doing an interview with Barbara Walters back in the 80s. Linda,
when Dynasty was on.
And Linda was 40 at the time. I'll put the clip up so you can see it.
It's really fascinating.
But if you met a man who said, listen, darling, I'm very busy, and, you know, we're traveling, and we're this, and we're that, and it isn't going to work unless you stop doing this. And now you've made it in Dynasty. Big part. Could you say, okay, I'll walk away from that?
It's never been hard for me to give up work. See, that's
Linda,
the problem.
I want you to say, of course not. Now I found myself.
Well, no, but you don't understand. I enjoy doing Dynasty. I enjoy all of this. It would be that the other would have to be so filling and so rewarding that I wouldn't care.
As fulfilling as acting.
Yeah.
What about ambition? Drive.
I've always got any ambition or
You
any
haven't got
drive. I never have. Mm-mm.
And it didn't come as you got older or got the parts or still not there.
Mm-mm.
So you do this because you're happy with it, and that's about it.
I'm thrilled that it's an exciting thing to do. I enjoy it. I enjoy the people. I enjoy the challenge. I've learned a lot about myself, but it's not something I couldn't give up.
Barbara Walters is kind of like this women's empowerment type
Yeah.
woman. She's a feminist, women's lib type person, and when she asked that question to Linda, she, I think, was very shocked at that, because what Barbara was wanting is to continue the narrative and make sure she pushes the feminist agenda. And Linda, in true woman form, she's like, I am okay with leaving work. I'm okay with putting away this career that I love my career. But if there's something greater when it comes to like matters of the heart, yeah, I think as a woman I would do that.
Yeah.
Nothing is going to be more important than love.
Yeah.
Okay, so just everybody can just stop that charade. There's just really nothing. If you don't have that, you really don't have anything.
Right.
So looking at that though, it's fascinating watching Barbara try to. Oh, Linda, come on! That's not what
I
you
wanted
say.
to say you want your career first.
She's like hoaxing her to say. I'm thinking, what are you? You see, they even tried This is a woman who was successful. Linda Evans is successful.
She was the star of that show.
Star of the show. She's
One
been
of
through, and she's also been through turmoil with men.
Yeah.
In her life, you know, she's been kind of dominated over in a more of a toxic way. She's admitted that in a more of a toxic way, and then she kind of like found herself and came into her own, and was able to still be a feminine woman, but understand that her power, it was in her femininity. It wasn't in this feminist masculinity. So when she's faced with a woman like Barbara Walters, who was more of a feminist, kind of like masculated kind of woman, she did not fall short of who she was as a woman in the face of that. And that's what we had to have
And
more
the way that
of,
Linda
you know?
was looking at her, she looked at her like, I know what you're doing.
Yeah, I know what you're doing.
I know what you're doing. What
Yeah,
you're
she
trying
did
to
look
do
like
is
that.
make me say that my career is more than
Right.
more important than a man.
Yeah.
And the truth is that she's basically I don't want to. She's like, I don't want to be alone with a career.
Right.
You know, I was watching this. I was watching Vlad. Vlad had Apollonia. You know, from Purple Rain. Apollonia from the 80s.
It's a good
Pretty.
interview.
And you know, Apollonia, her whole career has been about her looks and her sexuality.
Right.
And, you know, but she, you know, she really, I think she got married once and got a divorce. She never had children because the the job takes over your life. You know what I mean? And, you know, she's had a lot of depression over the years. And this is my thing. It's like, this is why I don't like to sit here and pretend like being successful to a woman and being successful to a man means different things. Because men can still have kids. Men still retain their looks. Because to me, men, even when men get older and they get gray hair and they get a little pot belly, it doesn't matter. To me, it just makes you look more charming. But for women, that isn't so. Once we get older, our hair, we don't get the same attention as we would from like men get. You know what I mean? And so when you spend all of your time in your early years trying to sleep around and trying to be all things to a career, you really miss out on a whole lot of what's really important to you as a woman.
Right.
And I think a lot of these women aren't telling you that. When I look at people like Oprah, I know people aren't going to agree when I say this. I don't think most women want to be that.
Right.
You know what I mean? When I look at Cardi B, that girl doesn't look that happy. Jada Pinkett doesn't look that happy. You know what I mean? I look at
people that I know.
Right, so that's
people
what I'm saying.
that I
But the reason why I was
personally
saying like the famous peoples, because those are the ones that get the you have it all, because we can see them in plain sight because they're everywhere. You know, what's her name? J-Lo, who can never seem to stay with a man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And she's back with Ben Affleck again. You know what I mean? And then there's Kim Kardashian. These women just don't seem
happy. They actually seem.
And that's my question to a lot of women, young girls.
Yeah.
Is do they really look happy to you?
I think they look a bit lost to me, and I think they do. I think they feel like, I've wasted time.
Yeah.
And now here I am. How old is J-Lo? 50?
And by the way, a lot of these women were married. Like, Jennifer Lopez has been married 3 times.
Yeah.
Kim Kardashian been married 3 times. You know what I mean? It's they can't keep one. Because their career gets in the way of what really
and that is
matters.
That is the reason.
This girl, remember that girl that God, I wish I could remember her name. She remember Matt Walsh did the TikTok reaction to her.
Oh, the
what's her name?
Is she that the one the
one that's I want to know the name of the song because the song is important to the topic.
Isn't that a girl named Addison Rae? She has a song called Obsessed. Don't know this girl, but Matt Walsh did a thing.
Did a reaction
I'll link
video,
his video below. It's pretty funny.
He did a reaction video, but it really does encompass the way women think today.
Yeah.
She's a young girl. She's like in her early 20s probably. She's probably like 20, 21. And she's pretty white girl.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But her song's called Obsessed, and she's talking about how guys like her, but I like myself. Like there's it's sort of this self-absorbed I don't see anyone outside of myself.
So the underlying lyric in her song is he says that he's obsessed with me, and I took a minute and said me too. Basically, I took a minute and said, hey, I'm obsessed with me too. So this narcissistic world we are in right now.
So I was on Facebook, and one of my friends that's my age was quoting this girl. You know what I mean? And all I could think is...
We are 45 and 46.
And she's quoting this girl. Now, Addison, the thing about her, and this is the reason why I don't like when young girls get into this like this, is because you will not always be 20 years old.
No.
And the world will not always revolve around you as you think that it is now. You are going to drop, sag, and everything will change. Your hair will turn gray.
This won't be cute.
That self-obsessed attitude will have you alone and by yourself.
Yeah.
Because you have a nasty attitude. And you're a narcissist, and nobody wants to be around. This is what women are becoming, though. This self-absorbed sort of, it's not even really women's empowerment. It's just narcissistic.
Yeah. No self-awareness. No self-awareness whatsoever. Caution to the wind. This is all about me. It's self-absorbed.
We can laugh at it because, I'm 45. And I can laugh at it because I know that she's just stupid and young and just like
when you're young and dumb, but she's young and dumb in a celebrity society.
Part of this sort of self-obsessed narcissistic attitude that a lot of these young girls don't understand. That it's not cute when you're young, but it definitely won't be cute when you're 40.
Facts.
You know what I mean? And by that time, you've annoyed everyone, and they don't want to be around you.
Right.
And the reason why a video like hers is important is because she's got a video that she's making for young people, and she's a TikToker that made it. She got so many views, and so the record industry, found her, and she made it, and so they're gonna market this girl, this self-obsessed girl, and they're gonna make other young girls think, just like Cardi B, just like Lil Nas, that nothing else matters in the world but me.
Yeah. I think a lot of it is just irresponsible of a lot of these corporations, and, politicians. Some politicians are doing this too.
Record industry, all of these
record industry doing that. Pushing this type of thing, and then it's such a toxic waste of time, honestly.
And that's why Jimmy Dore was actually. I mean, this is kind of off topic, but Jimmy Dore was saying that about Will Smith when he slapped Chris Rock. is that the idea that they didn't arrest him. A lot of people look up to Will. A lot of young people look up to Will. He won an Oscar.
The fact
So
they didn't know what to do is weird.
But the idea that they will let, because let me guarantee you that if somebody like George Clooney walked up and slapped Chris Rock, they would know what to do.
Yeah.
Right away. The fact that they let this black man hit this other black man and basically told Chris Rock that you can't do your job because it offends me. That's self-absorbed. Yeah. And so when you let that fly, and you let things like this girl fly, and Cardi B fly, what happens is that we become a world where people don't have any, they don't take any responsibility for their actions.
Right.
They don't care about anyone else but themselves. And then we create like this really bad, toxic, sort of demonic-y society that we're on our way to, if we're not already there. Right. If we have a Supreme Court nominee that doesn't know what a woman is,
doesn't want to say what a woman
and gives
is.
light sentences to pedophiles,
Yeah.
how do you think she's going to be in the Senate or in the Supreme Court?
What's worse is that she knows what a woman is, but that she doesn't want to say what a woman is because it's not fitting the agenda.
Right.
If she says what a woman is, well, she knows what it is, then that is going to mess up the people who are lining the woman's pockets.
Right.
So, and getting her access to stuff, and getting her into Supreme Court. So she knows. So just think about how toxic that is. She knows what a woman is. She knows what the answer to that question is, but she doesn't want to answer it because if she does, it's not going to fit the people who are backing her. It is amazing what is happening right now.
Where we are.
It's amazing.
It just amazes me where we are right now.
We really see it.
It just changed so quickly.
Yeah.
Before you know it, and it's this really bad. We're in a really weird time right now.
I know.
It's just not. Who's gonna win the culture wars? Who's going to win? You know what I mean? Like, who's gonna win with this?
What we're seeing now is the progression of, kind of traditional men who are just kind of putting their foot down on a lot of this stuff.
Right. I mean, it's definitely pulled out the masculinity in men.
It has.
Because suddenly men have become very vocal.
Because when you see
the most vocal about things, that's with Ron DeSantis in his bill. That bill is very, very important. And him seeing that. No, I see what the culture is trying to do. And they're trying to go for the kids, and we're not doing this.
Right.
Okay, kids. There's no place for that for 3 and 4 year olds to learn about masturbation, sexuality, and all of that. They don't even know really what that is. So why are we teaching it to them until they're ready? They haven't hit puberty yet.
Yeah.
So why are we doing that? And
you would never heard of that before, though.
No.
And fast forward, before we never hear about that at all. Fast forward to Red Table Talk. She's talking to Willow about her 5 orgasms she had when she. This is y'all. Okay.
I mean, teachers.
I can't.
Let me tell you, you would think in a time when we knew who Mary Kay Letourneau was, who went and slept and married her student, and a lot of teachers do. There have been teachers who that prey on young, especially female white teachers.
If you watch one court hearing with Mary Letourneau, it's going to send you down a rabbit hole of all of the women who have done that. Teachers.
And gotten away with it successfully.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's sad.
I mean, I said before,
disgusting.
Bill Cosby, went to jail for drugging and raping women. Cardi B does it, and she gets Woman of the Year.
Yeah, she did it, explained it in an Instagram video in a funny comedic way.
And her whole stance was, I'm a victim. That's why I did it.
Yeah.
I did it because I was poor and I was a stripper. Although she goes and tells people that she made $3,000 a night as a stripper. Right. But then when she tells that story, she was a poor girl that just couldn't afford it. So I had to go to hotel rooms with guys, drug them, and rob them. Yeah. Now, she gets Woman of the Year, and Bill Cosby goes to jail.
Will Smith smacks somebody, moments later gets the Best Actor award.
You see how these things go?
You see what I mean? What we're doing here?
They don't want sane people bringing people back to sanity. Right. Just like our videos. We're not the kind of videos that really, believe me, if I was, twerking or
if we
you
were
know,
talking about
eating 50 hot dogs in front of the, you know what I mean, then I would get tons and tons of people watching.
There's not a lot of people like you guys, or
Yeah.
you know, where it's gonna be this open mind of critical thinking and thoughts. No, people want to see, you know, the outside, the hair and the makeup and the, you know,
The packaging.
You know,
But it's not. I mean, like I've read a few comments, and I think that I think that it is nice to feel like you're not alone. Because sometimes I do feel like I'm just by myself, and am I crazy? But this is not right.
Yeah.
Like, and then I read you guys' comments sometimes, and I think, okay, so yeah, I know I'm not stupid. There's something. There are sane people out there, and you know there might be 982 of them. At least we know.
Right.
That subscribe to us at least. Like at least know that. So there must be others.
Right.
That we're getting to. But I'm like, yeah. I mean, I do think that. What does Larry Elder say at the end of all his videos? We have a country to save. I mean, it's just like we do have a country to save.
You guys, let us know what you think about this whole conversation.
Do you ever feel like a weirdo? And do you ever feel like you're Do you ever feel like you're like
a mental
a
asylum
normal
right now.
person in like a weird asylum?
I know, it's very strange. I want to hear what y'all think, because to me, I just think that am I going crazy? Women aren't oppressed.
Yeah.
But wait, we're not oppressed. I don't know why they're doing this.
In some ways, they have way more rights than men.
I know, right? So just let us know, please. I'm curious to know what you guys think. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. And that's it. We will see you guys next week. Bye.